I made 100% returns in a matter of 3 days. Bitcoin reaches all-time highs for the second time in less than 4 or 5 days back to back. Ethereum is close to breaching the $3,000 once again. So let's talk about everything crypto related in today's video. Welcome everyone. Today we're having a lot of good news back to back. Yesterday the Fed cut rates by another 25 BPS. Bitcoin did back to back all-time highs. I think the first time was right after the announcement of Trump's victory. Then just a few hours ago it touched the $77,000. Right now it is at 76.2. Ethereum is at 2,924, looking at the 3,000. So very bullish. The fear and greed index is at 72, so everyone is very greedy right now. The dominance of Bitcoin fell down from 60, but is still at 59.7, so still very relevant. So as I said before in the beginning, I did make 100% returns on that call that we bought on Monday. Of course, the put lost me money, but still taking the losses plus the winnings, I was able to make some money. I closed the position with profits. Had I held it for a little bit more, maybe I could have squeezed 120, 130%, but profit is profit. No one's going to lose money by taking profits. They're just not going to win more. So I took my profits, which even after deducting the losses, still made me profitable. So let's take a look at that. But before we do that, let's take a look at our positions here. Other than the Ethereum at 4,000, I think that one is gone. So we're going to lose that $635 that we deposited. But all the other three, they have a lot of opportunity to go back in the money because the 65,000 for Bitcoin is for December. So we still have a month for it to maybe break even. You know, the bid and ask for leaps is very different. So the price right here that is showing may not reflect what the actual price is. So we may be able to break even or just go with 5, 10, 15% profit with that one, because if you remember, it was 75% just a few days ago. Now it is 43% in the negative, but still we're able to lower that number down as much as we can. Then we already are profitable with the $70,000 leap for next year, for September 25. That one already made us almost $200, so 10% in the green. And then we have the Ethereum 2,800 by September next year, which now is in the money. That minus 23% should start going down fast, really fast. So I'm very excited about these, but what I want to show you is actually these two in the green right here. If you go to trade history, you can see we have the 68,000 and the 69,000, the call and the put. The put, we actually lost $265, so minus 94 out of the 285 that we deposited, but that's okay. As I told you, when I opened it, one is going to go bad and one is going to go really good. If there was margin, we could have opened a spread together. That way we wouldn't have lost as much money because it would be already maximum profit and maximum loss. But if you look right here for the call on 68,000, we did 100.2%, and that got us $672. So the profit was 336. If you do the math here, is around $70 that we profited, that we pocketed. Everton, $70 is very little. Well, for the amount of money that I was playing around with is very good indeed, because if you remember, usually we go for $1,000 in collateral when we sell options to make between 3 to 4% out of these $1,000 that we put in collateral. This is when we're selling options. So when we're buying, for us to make $70 out of $600-700, that is a lot of money. So I closed this in profit by 100%, but I still kept a future along that I opened 20x leverage. I'm still holding that one strong because the liquidation price for that one is below 70K, and I'm just gonna hold it as much as I can. The funding rate will increase, but I'm just gonna be holding that as much as I can, just to try to take as much as I can with the increased price of Bitcoin. So here we have a few Bitcoin articles and also Ethereum articles, because we have a very relevant one for Ethereum. And here it talks about the rate cut that we just had, talks about the new all-time high that we touched. And what I want to point out is that people are already seeing another 25 BPS reduction on the next FOMC by December. So rate cuts should be coming in strong. 25 again, most likely in mid-December, which brings us to right here. I love to go back to this graph of the monthly returns for Bitcoin, because it shows us that doing our due diligence is always good, because history tends to repeat itself. So we have already seen and talked about this, that on halving year, Q4 is always very good. And we can see that from 2016, the last 3 months right here were very good. Then 2020, the 3 months very good. And now 2024, the 3 months should also be very, very good. So far, October, 10%. November, we are at 8%, but who knows, we're still on day 8th. Maybe we can see 15, 20, 30% in the green for Bitcoin. And also December, we should expect a huge movement as well. And since its launch on January, the BlackRock ETF for Bitcoin surpassed $1 billion in daily inflow. So we saw an inflow of $1.35 billion in inflow, which brings the total net assets to $77.1 billion for the Bitcoin ETFs in general. The ETFs for Ethereum also saw a positive inflow yesterday, $79 million in inflow, which is not compared to the $1 billion that we saw for Bitcoin, but still the overall inflow is negative for the ETFs, which is at $410 million in outflow, meaning there's cash going out of these ETFs. But if you look back to back, this number is going down a lot. Just November 6 and 7, we're seeing huge inflows that we haven't seen so far since the launch of these ETFs. So this heavy accumulation that everyone is talking about is most likely about to end soon. And we should see Ethereum ranging back to the $3,000 and staying around the $3,000 that it has been dreading for a long time. We haven't seen Ethereum in 3K in what, 5, 6, 7 months? Who knows? So going back to the quarterly or monthly returns for Ethereum now, we can see that Q4 is okay. It is very good, but not as good as usually Q1. So even if Ethereum breaks that $3,000 now, maybe it will stagnate until December, until January, into that 3K range. And then after that, on 2025, January, February, March, that's when we should see a rally up maybe to over 4K, maybe over $5,000. Who knows what the price of Ethereum will be, but we should expect huge movements, maybe still green in Q4, but huge movements in Q1 2025. So that being said, let's go to the heat map liquidation for Bitcoin. And what we're looking at is we have very heated areas at 75.4, and also we have a $77,000 being a very strong point right here at the top. And we also see a lot of heat, a lot of positions at $77.3 thousand. For Ethereum, in the meantime, we only have one heat spot, and that's right at 3,000, so 2,971. So almost at the 3K mark. We have a huge liquidation here on short positions, which that should bring a little bit of a long squeeze towards the $3,000, maybe even further out. So what are your thoughts on Bitcoin and Ethereum? What is the price that you see those by Christmas? I'm gonna give my shot right here. I think that by Christmas, Bitcoin will be at $87,000. Write it down. I'll see you on Christmas here on the channel to see who was the closest to getting the number right. And Ethereum will be around 3,045. So 3,000 flat $45. I think these are the numbers for Christmas. Now it's your turn. I want you to comment down below. That means if you comment down below Bitcoin and Ethereum price by Christmas, it also means that you got all the way to the end of the video and that you deserve a huge applause from everyone for watching all the way to the end. So thank you so much. I'll catch you guys on Monday. So happy weekend. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you then. Peace out.